Hello, good day once again. For this session's topic is all about making backups, and one of the most important tasks of a system administrator is creating backups, making sure that and also making sure that these backups will uh, be perfect, okay, will work. Eventually, all the devices in your company, in your organization, all the devices in the network will fail. And one of the most important things that a system administrator can do is to have backups. This is a way of ensuring that all the data in that particular device are kept, are safe, and can be retrieved if that device will fail. So in Linux, there is an application called tar. This is what we will use to back up your Linux system, to back up some of the files or files in the Linux system. TAR. Okay. An example of using tar in your system, your Linux system, is this one. Tar space czvf some file. This is the file name that you might use, you will be using in your backup, and then some directory which is um, the source of your backup, the files that you want to back up. So these options, let's say for example C, means it will create an archive. It will create an archive of your file that you want to back up. Z means it will compress your archive into a gzip utility. So we are compressing the backup that you have created into a smaller file size in order for the file size to be small. The V means, in the option, it means verbose mode. It will show the details about the results of running tar. Okay, let's say what files were backed up, what files were included in the backup, was the backup completed successfully. Okay, that is verbose mode. And the F means we specify what file device the output should be written to. Okay, we have specified that the backup will be written into a file. Okay, based on this example. So let's say this one. This is an example of tar in use. With these options, we are backing up the /etc directory into a file name called etc-dir.tar.gc in the /tmp directory. Okay, so in your Linux systems, let's test this. What will happen if we do this particular command? Oops. Let me test if I can do this without sudo. czvf czvf/tmp etc.tr.gc/etc. So because we did not put in sudo, precede the command with the sudo, we cannot successfully back up the /etc folder because this directory or folder needs access, sudo access. So let's try again. Sudo tar cd/tmp. I'll just remove first the okay, and then let's go back to the command. Okay, I think that is completed. So if we will do this one, it says there is a file called etc-dir.tar.gc. This is the file size, around 748 KB, and then it is owned by root. Group is also by root, and it has these permissions. It was created today, January 14 at 8:23 a.m. Okay. So you might question if what are the contents of the backup of the file that we've just created. So we can do this command tartf etc dash etc.tar.gc. So this command will view all the files that were backed up a while ago. Do this, it will just load all the files inside the archive, inside the zip file, inside that backup. Okay, but what if we will look for something? We can issue this command pipe more, so that we can do spacebar, press spacebar, and it will be displayed page by page. Okay, let's say you're looking for a particular file, and the previous command tartf will display it all immediately. Linux, or if you are using the server version of Ubuntu Linux, there is no scroll bar, so you need to learn this command pipe more. Okay, so let's say you have verified that all the files has been backed up, has been included in the archive. Next step is to verify if we can use this backup. It can be successfully extracted. Okay, so the only thing that changed here in this particular command is X. So a while ago this is ZC VF. Now it is ZX VF, wherein X stands for extracting an archive. So instead of compressing, instead of adding a file into an archive using the C command, we now extract, or we will now get all the files from the archive. So let's say, for example, we will copy uh, the file, the backup that we've just created a while ago, which is named etc-dir.tar.gc. We will copy this to our home directory /home/jb. Okay, and then if I will go back to jb, there is a file named etc.dir.tar.gc. So let's just change the permission of this backup files to my own. So it is now owned by this account. Let's create a directory backup. And then we will move the etc to backup. And then inside backup, the directory backup, there is a file already, etc-dir.tar.gc. And now let's unzip or uncompress, decompress, I mean, the backup file that we have created a while ago. tarzxvf etc file name, and then I believe we should have a new folder here called etc, because this is the folder and files that we have backed up, and we have now a working backup of the /etc folder, etc directory. An application also in Linux that is also important for system administrators is cron. Okay, system administrators are known to be lazy and they want all things to be done automatically. If you will be an system administrator someday, then cron is a tool that you can use so that all the things that you want to be done automatically, you can do it with cron. Okay, so cron is a system daemon or system process that is used to execute tasks in the background at a specific time. This cron is equivalent to in Windows that's task scheduler. Okay, cron is equivalent to Windows task scheduler, wherein you want to run something, you want to run a process at a specific time, and this process will do something with your system, will uh, could be create something in your system, any task that cron or the task scheduler can do. Okay. Cron is a text file. You will edit cron, and the content of cron are the options in which you can enter in cron, and then it will specify what process will run at what time. Okay. Each user, if there will be multiple users in your Linux system, there will be a cron tab file. This is the name of the file that you need to edit in order for you to process something automatically. Each user will have a cron tab file. If you are the root, you can use this cron, you can use this application to do administrative tasks. Say the previous topic wherein we back up something, we can automatically create a backup at this particular day and time. If you want to edit cron, you just issue this command cron tab space -e, and then the first time, if you are if you open cron tab for the first time, you will be given this option, okay, in which you need to select an editor, and then Linux, or I mean Ubuntu Linux will suggest that number one is the easiest, which is Nano. This is the Nano editor, and this is comparable to Pico, which I think you're already familiar with. Okay, so with these options, four options, you can choose one, just type one and then press enter. You will then get this window. Okay, so in this window, this is just comments. Okay, notice the hashtag sign on the left side. Be careful of this. And there is only one option here that can be run by cron. Okay, and this is this line, the last line. Above the last line, there is a comment in which it says automatic shutdown. So what does that mean? This one. So in cron, there are options that you need to configure so that cron will, or cron can determine what day and what time and what process will cron run. Okay. So for the first option, this is the minute. Okay. Minute. So how many minutes in 1 hour? So there are 59 minutes in 1 hour. The next is the hour. Okay. So in one day, there are 24 hours. So your options are 0 to 23. So this means that this particular option in cron will be run at 11:27. Okay, once again, 11:27. Next is the day. What day of the month would you like to run this particular cron option? So your choices are from 1 to 31. Okay, so if January has 31 days and you want to run it on the 30th of January, here on this option, you put in 30, here, for example. And then the next, the yellow, is you want to run it on January. So you put in here 1 because these are your options. 1 corresponds to January, 2 corresponds to February, 3 March, so on and so forth. So let's say you just want to run this command at a specific weekday. Okay, weekday only. Let's say every Sunday, every Tuesday. You can do this option in cron. And the last option is this, the command or the process that you want to run at this specific time and date. So this cron command, or I mean cron option, means that it will power off the device daily every 11:27 p.m. Okay, so once again, this cron command, cron option, will power off the violet command. Violet command, it means power off this device every day at 11:27 p.m. Okay, so let's say I'm logged in as this account. If I will do cron tab minus E, I can see this option. Okay, here is an example. For example, you can run a backup of all user accounts at 5 a.m. every week with this cron option. Okay, let's just copy this. For example, let's remove the hashtag and then let's write a comment. Sample cron option. Okay, what will be our sample? Let's just move on to the next slide so that we can get an example. Oh, here is another option, another example. With this option, cron option, we can reboot the server or reboot this device every 30th and 59th minute of the hour every day, every Monday and Thursday, and then reboot the server. Okay. Another option or another example is we can reboot the server every 10 minutes, every hour, every day of the month, every day of the week. We reboot this server. If you're done editing your cron, you do this command sudo service cron restart so that the new settings will take effect. The new settings will take effect. So this is very hard. Sometimes uh, determining what is the exact option for cron will is sometimes the hardest one to configure, hardest one to determine. So there's a website, uh, cron tab guru, wherein you could this website will help you if you want to uh, determine what is the exact configuration, what is the exact cron option that you really want. Let's say I need to restart the server, this device every 30 minutes. I mean, every 10:30 in the morning, and then that is every day. Okay, and that is every month. So at 10:30, it will automatically do something with this device based on the option that you have created or configured in your application or in cron.